Hi, this is Kirin with Free Church Resources. This video is part 2 of our training series, Conversational Facilitating. So if you haven't watched part 1, please stop this video and please go watch part 1. In part 1, we talked about 3 different things. Number 1, what is conversation facilitating? Number 2, why do we need to do conversation facilitating? And number 3, the goals of conversational facilitating. Now, that was a lot of talking and a lot of historical stuff and a lot of just information. So for part 2, we're actually going to show you exactly what to do, what it looks like practically. So let's go to our Free Church Resource website together. So you're going to first download it, freechurchresources.us. And so once you get on the website, go to login and you have to create your own. This is mine. After that, welcome. We're going to go to the members only section. And right now we have 3 different Bible studies at the time we're making this video. So let's go to the Gift of Pain and let's download that. Okay, once you downloaded the zip file, unzip it and please go to the folder. And once you go into the folder, there is a how to use this guide. Very, very helpful. You need to read that. But for our purposes, we're going to go to either the PDF or the PowerPoint. Now, the PDF and the PowerPoint, it's the same exact thing. The only difference is one is paper method. Let's say, for example, at your small group or the house that you're meeting at or even the church that you're meeting at, maybe you guys don't have a computer available. Maybe you don't have a screen. So just download the PDF and you could actually print it out and give it out to everybody, including yourself. But for our demonstration, we're going to use the PowerPoint. Once again, the PowerPoint and the PDF, they're the exact same thing, just the 2 different formats. So here we have the first screen right here, and then right away we get into what we call the discussion starter. Okay, what's one of the craziest things that you've heard someone say? Now, what do? The whole point of having this discussion starter is so that people are getting engaged. People get to see, oh, what are we talking about today? Oh, it's something to do with something crazy. So it's kind of a starter. And so this is where you would actually, it depends on how many people you have in your small group or your Bible study. If you have about 3 people, then with the 3 people, you guys can discuss this question all together. You want to make sure every single one of them gets a chance to actually talk. If you are in a bigger group, maybe there's 10 people or 12 people or 20 people, what I like to do is I like to split up the groups into 3s or groups of 4. No less than 3, no more than 4. It's so that everybody gets a chance to talk. Because if we have, let's say, 10 people and we go, what's one of the craziest thing? What's one of the craziest thing? We just don't have enough time to go over every single person. So afterwards, now this is where we actually read the substance together. I just have one person actually read this out. Okay, I try to have every single person in the group actually read it out. Again, I want to keep them engaged. Okay, so I go, person A, please read this. And once they read it, I go to number 2. Okay, you read it. And number 3, you read it. Now, after the slide is finished, now you can you as a facilitator, explain what you guys just went over. You're not teaching them anything. You're just making it easier for them because some people, even though they read it, they have a hard time actually absorbing the information itself. So what you want to do here is actually just explain it to them in your own words. You don't want to reread it, obviously, but just kind of explain what's going on in this slide. And that's what you basically do continually. Now, once you start going, there's a thing called right here, DQ. Okay, that's called discussion question. You don't have to do this, but what you want to do is you want to have people, again, staying engaged and having conversations with each other so that they understand the content that they're absorbing. So right here, it says DQ, what are your thoughts on Dr. Brand's perspective of pain? It's asking for an opinion. So once again, you want to facilitate conversations by splitting them up back into their groups. Or once again, if you have a lot of people. If you're just with a couple of 2-3 people, then you could talk together. There's always going to be a reading section. We don't have the Bible verse readily available to you on the screen, so you want to have your participants bring their Bible, or again, all of us have our smartphones, and so you could access it like that. And then also try to have them read a couple of verses so that everybody has a chance to actually stay engaged and read together. Okay, so discuss the context of the verse and discuss what Jesus is saying. So again, another time for discussion. There's a lot of reading and there's a lot of discussion in between as well, so that people don't just get bored of reading. So again, I'm just going to go through this very quickly. So once again, it's going to be this content, and then at the end, there's going to be ending question. Now that they've actually absorbed some of the content that they were given, okay, and they were able to discuss throughout, but now you want to kind of overall, what was the lesson that you learned from this study, and what do you think of it? What do you take away with it? What's something that resonated with you? How do you make it personal to you? And these are what the ending questions are actually helping you with. So that's all you actually need to do. So once again, it's as simple and as easy as that. So all of these materials that you just saw are free, and it's downloadable at freechurchresources.us. No strings attached. All of this is available to you for you to download. So if you are facilitating, if you are leading out a small group or Bible study, all you have to do is go to the website, log in, download it, look over it once, and then afterwards, you do this with your group. I hope this information was helpful to you. In our next video, part 3, I'm going to share with you top 10 tips on how to do conversational facilitating well. So please look out for that.